I'm Sally Thibault, and in this video today, I'm going to share with you the top 5 ways to lose belly fat without dieting. Do you know, as we move through menopause, our 50s and 60s, many women struggle with one issue in particular, and that is an increase in belly fat that just won't seem to shift. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the top 5 ways to do it without dieting. I'll explain why dieting is probably one of the worst things you can be doing. And right at the very end of the video, I'm going to share with you my favorite ways to exercise. And if you're doing it the wrong way, that's going to increase that belly fat just as much. So let's talk about the types of belly fat we're talking about. There's 2 types. First one is subcutaneous belly fat, and that's when, you know, you've had a couple of meals, maybe your Christmas time or Easter, and you're eating out of your regular healthy eating pattern, your belt's a little bit tight. We don't particularly worry about that. But what we are concerned about is what we call visceral belly fat. Now, visceral belly fat occurs in 4 different separate ways. One is long-term poor diet. Number 2 is lack of exercise or the wrong exercise. 3 is lack of sleep. And the 4th one, critical in these times, is stress. So I'm going to share with you why all those are so important. Okay, let's look at the top 5 ways from counting down. So number 1, stress. Too much stress in our lives causes visceral belly fat. Why is that? Because the body produces a hormone called cortisol, which also triggers our adrenal glands to produce adrenaline whenever we're stressed, which was great in the claw and fang jungle days, when if you were stressed or in fear, you had the ability and the energy to go and battle that saber-toothed tiger. But these days, that doesn't happen. When we're stressed, we tend to eat more, perhaps drink more, or just cocoon and not want to go anywhere. All the while the body's producing this cortisol and adrenaline in order for you to do something. It's got nowhere to put that energy, lays it down as fat. So the best way to release that stress is using what I call EFT tapping or emotional freedom techniques, because you want to get to the root cause of your stress, not mask it. You want to figure out why you're triggered. And that's the best thing, because studies have shown EFT reduces cortisol, and that's exactly what you need to be doing. And in the next video, I'll share with you exactly how that works. Number 2, letting go of dieting. Studies have shown over and over again that dieting doesn't work, and it's stressful. If you are restricting food, your body is under stress. But intuitive eating helps you embrace the wisdom of your body. And in my 4-step methodology, I teach people how to do that. Can you imagine just allowing yourself to eat anything you want, letting your body make the choices for you, instead of being stressed all the time about what I should and shouldn't be eating? Again, in another video, I'll share with you how powerful intuitive eating is. Number 3 is what we call dispositional mindfulness. Now, studies have shown that those who practice dispositional mindfulness lose between 3% and 14% more belly fat and following a healthy diet than those that don't. What is it? Dispositional mindfulness is simply living in the present moment, being aware of your emotions and releasing them. Back to that EFT we were just talking about. But also, practicing living in the present moment. As I talk to my clients about all the time, slowing down eating, taking about 20 minutes to eat your main meal at night is a wonderful way of practicing dispositional mindfulness. In fact, many people tell me who are struggling with the weight that that's probably one of the biggest challenges they face, is learning to eat slowly. Number 4 is getting a good night's sleep. Now, this is critically important, in particular for women, and particularly if you want to lose this belly fat, because when you don't get a good night's sleep, the body produces hormones called ghrelin and leptin, which are our appetite hormones. They tell us, ghrelin lets us know when we're hungry, leptin tells us when we're full. But if you don't get a good night's sleep, studies have shown both those hormones don't work properly. On top of that, you tend to reach for high carbohydrate, high sugar foods in order to give you a lift. You're actually not making good decisions. And in a future video, I'm going to go more deep into how you get a good night's sleep naturally. And number 5, the one I promised you, is how you exercise. There is no doubt that physical exercise is critically important, especially as we age and if you want to age well. But there's the way to do it. And most people are doing exercise incorrectly. Exercise to help release belly fat has got to have 4 major components. Number 1 is what we call high intensity interval training. That's HIIT training. Simply means if you're going for a 20-minute walk, you make sure you include at least 2 20-second bursts of high intensity exercise. That could simply mean walking as fast as you can between 2 lampposts. Second, it's got to include strength. Now I don't necessarily mean weight training, I'm talking about strength, and that's simple strength moves such as push-ups or squats or tricep dips you can do on the back of your coffee table. Incredibly important to build our muscle mass because that's what we lose as we age. Number 3 is focusing on core strength. Critically important, your core strength, of course, helps to release that belly fat, but also so that's focusing on the way you do your exercise. And the last one is posture. There's nothing worse as we age is we begin to lose posture. By exercising and making sure that you're including things like Pilates moves or yoga moves, really important for your posture and your flexibility. Well, in the next video, I'm going to share with you how EFT works and how you can do it to help release belly fat. In the meantime, make sure you click to subscribe and ring the bell so you know when the next video is up. And also, please comment or share this video if you know somebody who is really struggling with belly fat. Let me know how you go. I'd love to help you. In the meantime, I'll look forward to sharing the next video is how to release that belly fat using EFT.